if I'll call them. And when those irregularities are discovered, definitely, banks are sanctioned.
Mr. Minu, the central bank ordered that banks should now charge stamp duties. So let's clarify what this charge is all about. What is stamp duties about? What sort of accounts are charged stamp duties?
You see, stamp duty is not a new charge.
Okay.
It has been there, it has been existing. It's a federal government regulation that each transactions that involve movements of money, this stamp duty should be paid to the federal government. It's an income to the federal government, not to the banks or not to the Central Bank of Nigeria. What happened in 2016 is just a way of enforcing it.
Okay.
You understand? It's just to enforce it. And a lot of the transactions that goes on in the economy goes on through the banks. So, and if you are making payment into your own account, either current or savings, you are not being charged. It's when a third party is making payment or making a transfer into your account that 15 naira stamp duty is being collected and remitted to federal
Per
government.
transaction.
Per transaction.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And salaries account also are exempted from that. And if you do transfers within your own account, from either savings to current or savings to savings, as long as you are the person, it means that you are not buying anything or somebody is not paying you for anything. So there is no stamp duty on that.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll continue our conversation with the experts at CBN. Stay with us. Welcome back. Today we have been discussing your rights as a consumer of financial services, and we've had experts from the Central Bank of Nigeria. If you're just joining us, then you've missed out on quite a bit. You can follow us or catch up by following us on all our other platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, our website. Let's talk about fraud.
Yes.
The bank's first response is that the consumer has compromised his or her PIN without due investigation or trying to find out what happened. The body language of the bank is that they're not willing to aid the victim of such criminal acts. How is CBN trying to ensure that the ordinary consumer is not a victim of this unnecessary loss?
Thank you very much for this very important question. Even though I started to talk about it, I'm very happy you asked the question. First and foremost, we need to let consumers of financial services and products to be aware that much as they have rights, to be safeguarded by the banks, on their part are responsibilities. And one of the responsibilities that they have is to ensure that they safeguard all bank assets in their possession. The ATM card is a bank asset. And as you know, depending on the balances in each person's account, this is a card that you're not supposed to joke with whatsoever. However, I know due to lack of education, a lot of things are happening. Let me take them one by one. First and foremost, we have received complaints from customers of banks who come to report that their accounts have been infringed upon. That is, frauds have been perpetrated on their accounts. After some investigations, we discover that it is either a mother who used to give her child her ATM card to go and make withdrawals, or a father who is maybe bedridden, his child goes to make withdrawals for him, from the bank, and he has given those PIN numbers. You know what society is like. There are peer group influences, peer pressure, or even attitudes of some of these children. Because they know they have access to some of these things, it's either they over withdraw what they have been asked to withdraw in the first place, or sometimes because they know the PIN numbers, they can go and make some of these withdrawals. And in such circumstances, of course, you'll find the banks. First and foremost, the banks have put in place a lot of, safeguards to ensure that their customers are not taken for a ride. This ones happen after investigations. We discover that it's family member. When you show them the picture, the people will say, yes, I know who this person is, and the case closes at that stage. Other times, we have heard cases of where armed robbers lead people to ATMs and they ask them to make withdrawals, and some of these things happen. And when the pictures are shown, you will see it's the person who is even complaining that went upon interrogation, he will tell you that yes, on so and so did. We have even had issues where people who are not very literate go to make withdrawals, and they have one or two issues. They call on somebody beside them to say, please assist me, and this kind of people offer assistance, and in the process take their PIN numbers. What we want to tell each customer of bank is that your ATM PIN number, in fact, most times when we go on sensitization, I used to say between husband and wife, there shouldn't be secrets, but this one is secret. Husband, hold your PIN number. Wife, hold your PIN number. It's as bad as that. Whenever you are in a compromising situation, or you even go to make withdrawals and you think somebody has looked over your shoulders, change the PIN number. There are avenues for you to do that. Change it immediately, so that nobody has access to that to the PIN number. On the side of the banks, in all fairness to them, when certain investigations are carried out and they find that it is not the fault of the customer whatsoever, honestly, they make refunds. But the most important ones that even you and I that think we are educated have fallen prey to is that you receive a text message saying that one upgrade or another is going on. Before it was upgrade. Now what we see is BVN. Due to BVN, whatever, your account has a problem. You have now been asked to come and, call this number and update. In the process, people now compromise their account numbers, compromise their PIN numbers, and there is nobody, no bank will ask you with a text message. For God's sake, all listeners, all viewers, we are appealing to you. If you receive any text message or email message, disregard it.
In addition to what my deputy director said, there are some transactions that by their nature, immediately a fraud take place there, that there is a compromise. Like the ATM transactions or POS transactions, they are card present transactions. So a customer cannot claim that he has his card with him while ATM transaction is going on. We know that there was a compromise. The card must be there, present, because now in Nigeria, we use chip and pin. Mark stripe cards are not used any longer. So this chip and pin cannot be cloned. So a cloned card cannot work on any ATM in this country or POS. So once somebody is complaining like that, you know that you compromise, something must have happened. So, but that doesn't mean that they will not investigate, but this is the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay. Hajia, we're running out of time, but quickly, what are the rights of a consumer of financial services in this country?
Quite a number of rights. He has right to full information, like I said. He wants to buy a product or service. It is his right that the bank or financial institution should give him full information about that product, the features, everything, the characteristics. He should request for it. He has a right to choose, not to be forced to buy a particular product. He has a right to having access to the premises of a bank. Here we're talking about our members of the society that are physically challenged. They also are human beings. They have a right to transact businesses. They have right to own accounts. Therefore, banks should create access for them. There is right to equality. It doesn't matter whether you are a small-time person with a small saving balance or you're a big holder of account. The way that big account person is treated is the same way that the man who has a small savings should be treated.